With part 2 of the Theme Team Surge promo coming out earlier today, it's time to give you guys an updated list on the best free 99 overall Theme Team Surge players to upgrade and the best ability stacks to use on them. Let's get on into it. Yo! What's going on, everybody? It's Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the best free 99 overall Theme Team Surge champions to add to your MUT 26 squad. We'll also cover all of the best ability stacks to use on these recommended players. These cards are really good because they get 2 passive X Factor ability buckets, and for the most part, they're kind of inexpensive, and you can technically get them for free depending on how good you are in the game or how much work you want to put in, because all of these cards, as you probably know, and if you don't, you should go back and watch my video from earlier today, all of these cards are upgradable from a 92 to a 99 with Theme Team Surge currency. It roughly costs you about 21,500 of that currency to take a player from a 92 to a 99, but be very selective in who you upgrade, because if you downgrade these cards, you do get some of your surge back in return, not all of it, and then you only have that surge to use it on more upgrades because you can't spend it in the store, and if it works like it did the last 2 years, this currency is not going to convert to coin at any time this year. Let's quickly go through the various methods that you can do to earn Surge currency. You are limited when it comes to the solo challenges and the Field Pass rewards, but we did get new solos today and more Field Pass objectives, which means you can now level up your Field Pass a little bit more. You can't fully max it out, but at every single level of this Field Pass, and if you buy the Premium Pass for $15, you'll get more of these rewards. You're going to get Surge, whether it's directly giving you Surge or giving you a pack that contains cards that quick sell for Surge. You're getting that currency every time you go up a level within the Field Pass. You have a Versus CPU event, which features 2 upgradable players right now with Melvin Gordon and John Abraham. Those also require Surge currency to upgrade, but you can play through this game mode to earn that currency as well. Basically, you go 5-0, you get 400 Surge. You go 5-0 again, you get another 1.6k, so you're up to 2k Surge, and then you win 3 more games in Tier 3. You basically get 4k Surge. So you're getting 6,000 Surge for 13 wins against the computer. They're full games, 2-minute quarters. You're not really compensated a ton, but if you don't like playing online, this is mostly going to be your only option here. With the head-to-head event, it is more rewarding, but only if you're consistently winning, I would say 7 games and up, and once you get to 5 wins before you lose 2 games, the searches take longer, the opponents get more difficult. So if you're not consistently winning 7 and up games, you're not really making a dent in the amount needed to fully upgrade one of those players. But I think it's still going to be better than the CPU event when you're talking about time spent versus rewards. Honestly, I would skip the events either way and either play Solo Seasons, the League, and the Run, which is in the Versus CPU section. In those game modes, not only are you earning Solo Season tokens, but you're also earning a bunch of packs, and those packs contain cards that quick sell for training. You can then take that training over to the 94 plus Theme Team Surge reroll. You're going to be testing your luck there, but if you get, 97, 99s, you get a lot of Surge, and if you combine that pack trash with other things you may have in your binder already, it's a good way to stack up that training and convert it over to Surge. Also, I think playing head-to-head seasons is probably better than playing the head-to-head event, because you're going to find the competition level is much easier, and I just feel like you can generally make a lot more coin in this game mode and then use that coin to buy Theme Team Surge cards off of the auction house and quick sell those cards for the currency, and probably make and earn a lot more through this game mode than you will in the event. Now, before you can upgrade any of these 92s, you have to get that base level 92. The good news is they're not very expensive, somewhere between like 15 and maybe 22,000 coins. If you don't mind spending money and you're looking to upgrade Part 2 players specifically, you have a pack for $2.50 that allows you to pick 4 92s that can all be upgraded to a 99, of course, with the currency. So I think for a low price point here, this pack is certainly worth it. You can also go to that training store, as I mentioned, and there is a Champion Fantasy Pack for Week 1 players and Week 2 players, 52,000 training, which right now, given the current MUT market, is roughly about 17 to 18,000 coins, almost the same price if you were to buy them outright there. But if you have the training, you can get the cards directly from the fantasy pack. And again, if you have a lot of training from pack trash or however you got it, you can use that to go through this reroll, hope for the best, and the more 97s, and if you get 99s you get, that's going to give you more surge to upgrade these cards. So with today's drop, we got 32 brand new 92 overall overalls, one for every NFL team, and they can upgrade from a 92 to a 99, and the exact amount of surge needed is 21,580. And again, like I said in the intro of the video, these cards are really good. It is based off of their base attributes, but they get in the far right bucket, one passive X Factor ability bucket, and if you go from right to left, 2 over, you get another one. And I think a lot of the Part 2 cards that came out today are going to be better than a lot of the Part 1 cards from last week, and let's hope that they continue to get better with Part 3 a week from today. We'll do one final update next week, but this one, as I'm going to go through the players at all of the key positions here, is a combination of Part 1 and 2 players, but just generally speaking, I think the Part 2 players are a lot better, and you'll see why as I go through them. We start at quarterback, and I do think Sam Darnold is going to be the best option at this position, even over Patrick Mahomes and Malik Willis from last week, because he's going to get Gambit and Dots together for 4 AP. Gambit basically gives you Pass Lead Elite plus Gunslinger together, and you will also not throw interceptions against AI-controlled defenders, and then Dots is basically all of the Deadeyes rolled up into one. So if you spend the 4 AP, which I think is certainly worth it, you don't have to equip any of the Deadeye abilities. We're talking Pocket Deadeye, Sideline Deadeye, Dashing Deadeye. None of that stuff needs to be equipped. So from left to right, and this is the cadence we're going to use for every card recommended here, from left to right, the ability stack that I would recommend here is Conductor for 0, then Gift Wrap for 0, then Fearless for 0, Gambit for 2 AP, next to that Quick Draw for 0, and finally Dots for 2 AP. At running back, we have Brashal Tootin, again another week 2 card here, and probably one of my favorite cards from this entire promo. The smaller running backs tend to be a lot shiftier this year, especially with speed boosting. This guy is 5'9", he's a little bit heavier, but 206 pounds, you know, it's not a deal breaker or anything. Jags actually have a decent theme team with some recent release cards, but he has stock 99 speed, so that doesn't even really matter. The ability stack on this card from left to right would be Tank for 0, Human Joystick, Route Technician, all for 0 AP. To the right of that, Truz for 2 AP. If you're annoyed by fumbling because so many people have Avalanche on the defensive side of the ball, Truz is going to limit that, if not stop it all the way. To the right of that, you're going to go Evasive for 0 AP, and then he does get Yak 'em Up for 2. It's only going to work in the passing game, but if you tend to pass the ball to your running back a lot more, it's essentially Freight Train, but on the receiving end there, and it's going to break a lot of tackles after the catch. So really good stack there for 4 AP with Yak 'em Up and Truz, and then all of those 0 AP abilities. If you want a running back with Freight Train, there's a couple of them out there. J.K. Dobbins, Quinshawn Junkins from last week, or you can pick up Syracuse legend Sean Tucker, who is going to basically give you all of the same abilities that Tootin can get, but if you do want to go Freight Train, he does get that as a passive X Factor ability. Unfortunately, it's 11 AP, a bit too pricey for me, but I wanted to point it out. Last week at wide receiver, we got names like Jameson Williams and Justin Jefferson, but Olamide Zaccheaus is probably the best theme team wide receiver, theme team surge wide receiver in the game. He gets a ton of different theme teams. He also has stock 99 speed, and yes, he is only 5'8", but again, my motto here, and I'm going to say it a million times, if you're running plays that get people open, the height shouldn't matter. If you rely on aggressive catches and chucking it up in coverage, then you probably care more about height than I do. And again, just like running backs, these smaller players, these smaller pass catchers and ball carriers, they move a lot better in the open field. So 5'8", 193 pounds, but 99 speed. And of course, more importantly, most importantly than anything, he's going to give you a great ability stack from left to right. Tank for 0, Human Joystick for 0, Route Tech for 0, Max Security for 2 is a really good ability this year. To the right of that, Evasive for 0, and then finally Yak 'em Up for 0 AP. They gave him 99 break tackle, fully upgraded. He's the only wide receiver from this program that you can upgrade from a 92 to a 99 and get Yak 'em Up. This week, we're not going to make a change in recommendations at tight end. I still think Pat Freiermuth is your best option, but with all of the tight ends for Part 1 and Part 2, they mostly all get the same ability stacks, and again, that's the most important thing here. The recommended stack I would go with would be Mid Elite for 0, Route Tech for 0, Tank for 0. You can either go Vanguard for 3 or Max Security for 2 in the first passive bucket, and then Short Elite for 0 AP. Again, most of the tight ends from Part 1 and Part 2 get that same ability stack, so it's up to you you what you want to decide from there, but 97 speed, 6'5", and a pretty good theme team for Pat Freiermuth. Same thing's going to apply with the offensive line. I'm going to keep the same 3 recommendations from last week, and I'm specifically not recommending a left tackle because the welcome pack player was Anthony Munoz, and at left guard we have Alan Faneca from the Season 8 Field Pass. The only thing he doesn't get is Vanguard, and the best thing about all of these theme team surge offensive linemen is that they do get Vanguard. So the ability stack that I'm going to read here will work for basically all of these players. So if you want to pick a different guy than Luke Fortner at center, or we move over to right guard with Dominic Pooney, again, all of them get the same ability stack. You would go Secure Protector for 0, then Nasty Shriek for 0, then All Day for 0, then Omniscient for 0. If you already have that equipped on another player, you can pick something else there, but Omniscient should be on at least one of your offensive linemen. And then finally, in that bucket furthest to the right there, you get Vanguard for 3 AP. So that'll apply to Luke Goatkey as well, or any of the right tackles, left guards, right guard, center. Whatever offensive lineman you pick from this promo, they get that stack. Last week, we had 0 recommendations at left or right edge. I mean, John Abraham was a good one, but you had to get him from the solo event, which is definitely a good card still. But we have Chauncey Golston from Part 2 here, and this is a very good card. 93 speed, 96 acceleration, fully upgraded. But the reason that he's good is because of the abilities. From left to right, you can go Tip Drill for 0. Again, I say this in a lot of videos. Now that we have so many players that get it, Tip Drill on the D-line can get you a lot of unexpected D-line interceptions. I think it's a good ability to have here. So Tip Drill for 0, then Double or Nothing for 0, then Tackle Supreme for 0. To the right of that, you can go Colossus for 2 AP. To the right of that, BOGO, Buy One, Get One for 0 AP. And then finally, in the final bucket, you can either go Relentless for 0, which is a really good ability, or if you want to add on another 2 AP, he does get Avalanche. Unfortunately, no Unstoppable Force here. You're only going to get that from John Abraham, but I do feel like this card, getting Relentless and Colossus or Relentless and Avalanche, is a good combination with everything else. I won't even attempt to say this guy's name because if I did, I'd just make a fool of myself. But this defensive tackle from the Colts here, very, very good card. He's a little bit light for a D-end, or I'm sorry, a DT. You might even want to play him at D-end, but 93 speed, 97 acceleration, and a very good ability stack. Tip Drill for 0, then Tackle Supreme for 0, then Inside Stuff for 0. To the right of that, you can either go Relentless for 0 AP or Reinforcement for 2 AP. Reinforcement is one of those abilities that's extremely good at countering the Vanguard meta, the halfback direct snap meta that a lot of people are using there. So if you can afford 4 AP, I would go Reinforcement in that bucket. To the right of that, you can go Run Stopper for 0, and in the far right bucket, Unstoppable Force. If you're unaware, Run Stuffer is built into Unstoppable Force, and when you combine Reinforcement with Unstoppable Force for 4 AP and all of the other 0 AP abilities that I mentioned, he's going to be one of the best DTs in the game. When it comes to linebackers, same recommendations as last week. In fact, I don't even think we got any brand new linebackers today. So first up, you have Drew Sanders, 6'5", 97 speed, Lurk Artist, Tackle Supreme, Out My Way, Universal Coverage, which would be 2 AP. To the right of that, you can pick whatever you want, and then to the right of that, in the final passive bucket, Avalanche for 2 AP. Again, most important thing here is you're getting Universal Coverage and Avalanche for 4 AP. And if you do have Universal Coverage equipped on a player, that means you do not need any knockout abilities. I think Jihad Campbell, attribute-wise, is slightly better, especially with the stock 98 speed, but he does not get Universal Coverage. I still think it's a very good card to user or switch stick over or let the AI control in defense and pass coverage. His best ability stack would be Lurk Artist for 0, then Deep Zone KO, then Mid Zone KO, then Tackle Supreme, and in the passive bucket, 2 AP for Avalanche. Again, he does not get Universal Coverage, but Drew Sanders does. No change at cornerback recommendations here. I think Siobhan Revel Jr. is still the best option, even with the handful of CBs that we got. This card is still the tallest out of all of these players that upgrade from a 92 to a 99 at 6'2" height, and he's got 99 stock 99 speed, acceleration, man coverage, and then zone at 98. If you run a lot of zone, you would go Deep Zone KO for 0, Tackle Supreme for 0, Mid Zone KO for 0, Pick Artist for 0, and then Zone Hawk for 2 AP. You don't even really need that ability, but if you got 2 AP, it's 2 AP free, it might be worth it. If you run a lot of man coverage, I would go Deep Route KO, Tackle Supreme, Mid Route KO, 1 one step ahead, all for 0 AP, and then instead of Zone Hawk, you would choose Shutdown for 2 AP. And the final card is going to be strong safety Jeremy Reeves. We're at a second week here now, where we did not get a free safety to choose from. Jeremy Reeves, a little bit shorter at 5'11", but with knockouts factored in, height is starting to matter a little bit less and less, in my opinion, if it's a non-user card. And if you're going to play him up top in coverage, I still think he'll be okay. I would not do it if you're running man coverage from the safety spot, but if you are running zone, he gets deep zone KO for 0, tackle supreme, mid zone KO, then you can go avalanche for 2 AP, then pick artist for 0, and finally zone hawk for 2 more AP. Jeremy Reeves today and then CJ Gardner-Johnson both get avalanche for 2 AP. If you're looking for players that get that, the cards that came out last week did not. And there you have it. Those are the best free 99 overall players to upgrade in the Theme Team Search program. We'll be back next Thursday with one final update after Part 3 drops, and we'll get all of those cards combined and take a look at them. But if we keep this progression, hopefully Part 3 cards will be even better than Part 2, and certainly better than Part 1. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.